Hello and welcome to Union Insider Supporters Shield version, presented by Independence Blue Cross with club legends Sebastien Le Toux and Sheanon Williams. I'm Sage Hurley. Guys, it's been almost 2 weeks since the Philadelphia Union and the fans lifted the shield at Subaru Park. Now that we've had a chance to take it all in, can you put into words what this means for the club?
Yeah, it's huge, and since 2 weeks I've been a big smile on my face. It's been a fantastic season for the team, and getting the second shield of the history for the club. It's massive, especially knowing that the first one was kind of during the COVID season, so a lot of criticism that it was not maybe a full season, but that one, there's nothing to let for the Union. They bring it from the beginning to the end, and they even win it one game before the end of the season.
What do you think, Sheanon?
It's such a massive win for the club and everybody that supports the club, including us here on the show. And for them to do it in this fashion after getting bounced from the playoffs and not making the playoffs last year, having a new head coach come in and just to flip the script and really start from the beginning of the season and really hold this for the entirety of the season, I think is a huge moment for the club. It shows that this is a club that is moving forward into a place where they are feared amongst the rest of the MLS teams, and that's a huge statement for this club. So massive win. Congratulations to everybody that was involved, and we couldn't be happier.
The regular season isn't over yet, but we can't move on without giving all of us a chance to relive the tension, the drama, the goal, and of course the moments of celebration from the night that sealed the deal for the boys in blue. Here's a look back at a magical win that saw the Union lift the shield for the second time in club history.
I had a moment in 2018, winning the Supporters Shield. Never got to hold it. And I regretted that moment all the time. Before the meeting, Ali, I want you to hold the real one, and this means something, right? Just to, I don't know, prove people wrong.
These are stories that are, I'm gonna tell my grandkids about these stories because it's really special. It's like a pressure cooker, throughout the 33 match days or what have you. We build up this anticipation and this excitement. We believe we are different, and I think we've shown that.
Bradley Cornell's men needs to take all 3 points tonight to celebrate. The club has the opportunity to hoist the Supporters Shield for the top record across MLS, which would be the second trophy in team history.
Supporters Shield is in the house. A win tonight for the Philadelphia Union would complete a remarkable turnaround. They were 23rd overall in the table last year.
All right, boys. It's been a long road. It's been a fun one. Hey, I just want us to empty the tank, show who we are, what we're all about, bring the energy, give energy, and don't stop. And man, what a moment, hey? But don't get lost in the moment. We play for here, we play for now. Bring the energy. Stay steady, stay steady. Try to breathe. 1, 2, 3. Come on,
The Union clash with New York City FC in the penultimate game of the regular season.
We've seen a lot of guys grow within tough moments. To win a shield, it's one of the biggest challenges. We've shown we can be hard to stop.
By 100 miles, and the Jersey Turnpike, teams that have clashed before meet again.
Logan steps up, inside the area, shot, yes! Scores! The fireworks are going off!
Shot deflected, goal! The man who was lights out off the bench 1 week ago. And tonight, he's got the Philadelphia Union with the shield on the line, on the board. And this should do it for the opening half.
Good stuff. We worked our way into the game. All right, here we go. Okay, good.
They cannot work harder than us these 45 minutes, no matter what.
We function as one. When we're functioning and optimizing our levels as one, that's when it becomes dangerous for the opponent.
Dancing on the near side, Indiana Vassila.
Here they go, down the throat of the Union, Fernandez, Merkel, shot, Carrizo, scores! Offside. Oh, thank goodness it's offside. It's in the 89th minute. Carrizo nearly tied the game. And that will do it. There's the full-time whistle from John Freeman. For the second time in club history, the Union win the Supporters Shield. Let's go!
The celebration is on.
You know, the first words I had with Ali Bedoya when I first walked in these doors, he said, "Coach, all I want to do is win." It was an amazing feeling, just like this joy, and you could see what it meant to everybody. I think everybody involved was just like, man, we've been following this from day one. We win the Shield, you've held it, you've had this emotion, the bubble has burst, you absorbed everything in, and now everyone's gone home, the stadium's empty, the locker room smells like cigars and champagne, and then it's done actually. And it's like one of those things, one day, when it's all said and done, you'll look back on this moment and be like, man, I'm so proud of this moment.
That gave me the chills. But guys, let's zoom all the way out and talk about this team's body of work throughout the 2025 season. Let's start between the posts with Andre Blake. He was absolutely huge during the last stretch, but when he wasn't playing, Andrew Rick proved to be a more than capable backup. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, we all know that every time Andre plays, it's definitely a more pressure on the offense of the other team. But like you say, I think Andrew Rick, who came on, this season, play a huge role, getting a lot of points when we play away from home. I remember, the win in Atlanta when he had an amazing game to show to his defense that he was here as well to support them. And, without our two goalkeepers this season, we didn't have, the great defense we have. Of course, the back line has been amazing as well. But at the same time, when you know that you can be confident and have a goalkeeper behind the line, which is Andre Blake or Andrew Rick, who is a young guy who still, can learn a lot, but had a great season and, help a lot to get some points away from home.
On defense, we had Jacob Glesnes return to the form that saw him win Defender of the Year back in 2022, plus one of the surprises of this season, 21-year-old South African center back Oweitu Makanye. He enjoyed a tremendous year, taking over what had been Jack Elliott's position for a long time. What do you make of this year's defense and the success that they've had?
They've done a great job just putting this defense together. I think at the beginning of the season, a lot of people would have thought that Glavinovic would have been that player to take over for Jack Elliott. Due to injuries, Makanya's come in and really stepped up, shown some true maturity. And I know that there's been some moments where he's lacked that at times, but he's done such a great job partnering with Glesnes. They've had to chop and change at times, having Harriel move inside, having Frankie Westfield added to this back line. He's done a great job to take this next step in his soccer journey. So it's been great to see this back line come back together. And also with Glesnes and that leadership that he brings, for him to kind of round off this back four, I think has been great this season.
Now let's take a look at the midfield. That partnership between Jovan Lukic and Danley Jean-Jacques really proved to be a special one. And they're the engines that kept this team running all year, guys. What did you think about that duo and their newer additions to this team? What did they bring to this group's ability to win games?
I mean, like you say, it was two guys, Jean-Jacques Danley came a bit at the end of last year, but it was his full season with the team. Adding, Lukic was something new for a lot of fans, knowing who he's going to be. He's going to be a good player for the team, but just the way they play more as a flat, 2 sixes, and kind of being box to box really help a lot, the Union offensively and defensively, and the ground they can cover to help, of course, the back line. But at the same time, pressing and counter pressing, like we saw a lot this season, was amazing. Both of them got goals, got assists. Lukic got the last assist of the season, for Uwa on the goal against New York City FC. So it just proved how important those two guys were in the system of Bradley Carnell this year, because we play with 2 sixes and 2 10s, and we know as well how important are the 2 10s for the team.
Now at the wide 10s, we've talked about on this show how Quinn Sullivan has been such an impact player. Congratulations to him on a successful surgery. He and Indiana Vasiljev held it down, and they were bolstered by the addition of Milan Ilaski. And it's been a really interesting way to see those 3 players and how they fit in this team's midfield. What do you think of their impact?
I think they've done a great job stepping up this year. We saw Quinn Sullivan take that next step in his maturity, adding goals and assists, and unfortunately came to an end due to the injury. Indy Vasiljev coming over from St. Louis has been such a huge addition for this team. He's done so much of the dirty work, might not get all the goals and assists that go with glory, but again, is massively important to this team. And then you add in Ilaski later on in the season, and his goal contributions and also his versatility to also play up front, I think, has been huge. And for me, one of the best signings midseason that MLS has seen.
And finally, up front, this year started as Ty Baribos, but we saw some very important contributions from Bruno Damiani and Mikel Ua late in the season. How important was it for this group to have a handful of very capable strikers that could work in different combinations all season long?
I mean, I feel like, when you play as a forward, you always want to play. It's kind of what you are as a player, but having, the healthy relationship between the three of them and knowing that, yes, they are going to push each other, but their name are going to get called upon with all the games this season, and they do a very good job. Ty Baribo starting on fire, scoring all those goals from the beginning of the year, being a leading scorer for a long time of the league, but at the end you can see like maybe his goals were not coming, but it's Damiani and Michael Rowe who step in and give the goals to the team. So the healthy, relationship and, connections they have between the three of them, it's always nice to see depending on what type of teams the Union are playing, but they have been able, to score a very, very important goal. I remember Damiani's goal at the end in Cincinnati, giving the win, the one of Ua, giving the shield for the team, but of course all the goals are important, but they responded, they were always focused and here for the team when we needed them, and it's very important when you're forward is to keep the confidence to try to put the ball in the back of the net.
All of those players we mentioned and more really work together to help this team lift the 2025 Supporter Shield. We'll be back in a flash, but as we head to break, here's this week's trivia question presented by United Concordia. How many MLS expansion teams have won the Supporter Shield more than once? The answer is later in our show. Union Insider is back after this.
And that will do it. There's the full-time whistle from John Freeman. For the second time in club history, the Union win the Supporters' Shield. Polish up the hardware. The trophy is coming back to Chester. The fireworks go off, and the Union gather the #1 seed heading into the MLS playoffs.
Longtime radio play-by-play announcer Dave Leno's call of the final moments of the Union's shield-clinching win over New York City FC will live long in the memories of everyone who bleeds blue and gold. That was the end of the night. Here's the beginning. We take you inside the locker room as Bradley Carnell and then Andre Blake readied themselves to make Major League Soccer history.
All right, boys. I don't have much for you, okay? So it's been a long road. It's been a fun one, hey? I just want us to empty the tank, show who we are, what we're all about, bring the energy, give energy, and don't stop, hey? It's in front of our fans, in front of our families, and man, what a moment, hey? But don't get lost in the moment. We play for here, we play for now, all right? We wake up, we go together, and we don't give up till the very end, all right, Dre?
All right, boys. Coach said it. There's a moment, right? It's a big moment. But before the moment, there's a game, all right? We do the same thing we've been doing. We have fun. We enjoy the game. We play the game, and the moment will take care of itself. All right? Come on, bring it in.
Come on. Bring the energy.
Stay steady, stay steady. Strike in 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on.
Back with Seba and Sheanon to talk about the leaders that carried the Union throughout the 2025 campaign. Starting with the first guy you heard right there, Bradley Carnell, put into words how unique it is for a first-year head coach to get those types of results.
It's amazing. He probably, in my point, should win the Coach of the Year this season. Coming to this new team after a long time, Jim Curtin, the coach, who didn't make the playoff, last year, coming in, winning the Shield. I think as a new coach, you want to have the confidence from everybody and all your, let's say, older leader in this team, as Andre, as a goalkeeper, and he did a great job, pulling the team in one way, playing the style he wanted to, and getting at the end, the best trophy, which is the Shield.
Sheanon, what do you make of Carnell's first year in Philly?
He did such a great job in just tinkering little things, talking about formations, talking about player personnel, and I think that that's really come to fruition for Bradley Carnell and his staff in his first year. Would like to see him be able to take this even further into the playoffs. We'll have to wait and see about that, but kudos to Bradley Carnell and his staff coming over, taking over for somebody that had so much success here that Seba talked about in Jim Curtin, and just pushing that and advancing it and understanding that it just needed to be polished off a little bit and some things needed to be tinkered with, and they would be right back to where they needed to be. And congrats to him for seeing that and following through on it.
Another team leader as well as standout performer this season is left back Kai Wagner. I caught up with the Union's all-star defender to get his thoughts on the club's incredible accomplishment right after the win. The Philadelphia Union are 2025 Supporter Shield winners. What emotions are you feeling right now?
A lot. I mean, I remember the moment last time. It's always special to hold some silverware up, but I just want to say we're not done yet. That's just the start. Now it's the start of the playoffs. Next week, one more game. But today it's all about celebrating, enjoy it, recover, and then we have one more game to go, but tonight there will a lot happen.
As a leader on this team, what kind of pride do you have for this group and the consistent success you've maintained all season long?
A lot. I mean, this team today, this year was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like, we had lows, we stepped up from the lows, got back to highs, continued to win like a lot of important games, a lot of road games, what like nobody expected to do us from this year. But the team just stepped together. The team was like probably as close as we never were before. We got some great additions this year to the team. And I'm just so happy that we have got it done today. But like I said, we're not done yet and we want to get more.
Not only did you win the Supporter Shield, you did it here at home. How special is it to celebrate this achievement in front of the fans?
I mean, everybody saw it. Everybody was probably a little bit nervous today. Even the fans were a little bit nervous. Everybody was shaky a little bit today, but we got it done. I mean, to beat a rival 1-0, these are my favorite wins. Got a little bit luck at the end, but I mean, to win at home in front of our fans is always special. We want to get it done today. We got it done today, and now it's all about celebrating with them. And I'm just so grateful to be a player of the Philadelphia Union and to be in front of these fans every weekend.
Congratulations, Kai.
Thank you.
Still to come on Union Insider, we'll get into the team's Decision Day matchup against Charlotte, plus what other games will play a role in the Union's playoff future. That and more when we return. We're back with this week's Union Update presented by Torque. The 2025 regular season campaign ends tomorrow on the road against Charlotte FC. Earlier this year, Jesus Bueno and Marcus Anderson scored as the Union beat Charlotte 2-1 at Subaru Park. These two teams are tied with 12 home wins. The Union have fewer losses, so a victory or a draw would ensure that the Union end the year with the best home record in all of Major League Soccer. Welcome back. It's time for our keys to the match presented by Subaru. Seba, what do you think a key is to a Union win?
I'm going to go with the fact that I want them to get something out of it physically. Can they, have a good run, don't be injured, of course, but on a field where you have maybe nothing to play for, it's just to make sure that physically we are ready to kind of have the mentality and, the readiness in the leg to get a big playoff game at home the following week. So get a good run, don't get injured, and at the end, whatever happen.
Sheanon, what do you think?
For me, it's just like in the NFL when you get to that 16th game, stay healthy. Can this team get into the playoffs with all their players intact? Don't want to see anybody have to come out in this game against Charlotte, especially after you've locked up the #1 seed. Can they get into the playoffs with no more injuries?
It's time for our Chick-fil-A Nuggets of the Month. We are proud to recognize Catasauqua Youth Soccer. They were all invited out to the Union versus NYCFC match at Subaru Park, thanks to Chick-fil-A. Back with the answer to this week's trivia question presented by United Concordia. How many expansion teams have won the Supporter Shield more than once? The answer, 2. LAFC, who won the Shield in 2019 and 2022, and the Union, who won in 2020 and this year. Final segment here on Union Insider. Seba and Sheanon back with me to wrap things up. Let's get right to this week's final whistle topic brought to you by Allstate. What was your favorite 2025 regular season moment?
I'm going to go with one we just saw a couple of seconds ago, the goal of Marcus Anderson with a win 2-1 at the last second for the Union. Huge 3-point with a player who maybe didn't play a lot, but brought something to his team, and it was a mentality this season.
What do you think, Sheanon?
Mine's going to be the comeback against Toronto on the road. Kai Wagner with a huge goal to end things and give the Union 3 points.
For me, it has to be lifting that shield, but that'll do it for us. For Seba and Sheanon and our whole team, I'm Sage Hurley. Thanks so much for watching. Union Insider will be back to continue previewing matches throughout the team's postseason run. We leave you with one final look at the night the Union fans won't soon forget, home movie style.